There are some songs you know so well you could probably sing them in your sleep, especially around Christmas, right? But what if I told you that one of the most famous carols of all time has this secret history you've probably never heard? We're talking a story of changed lyrics, mistaken identities, and a melody that was never, ever meant for Christmas.
I mean, you can probably hear it in your head right now, can't you? That huge, triumphant opening line. It's just so familiar. It feels like it's always been there, right? A perfect, unchanging part of Christmas.
Well, this is where the story gets really interesting. That famous first line we all know, yeah, that's not how it was originally written. And that majestic music, it was composed for something else entirely. So let's dive in and piece together how this accidental masterpiece actually came to be. Okay, so the version of Hark, the Herald Angels sing that we all know and love, it's not the work of one person. It's actually a collaboration between a few different people who worked more than 100 years apart and never even met. It's truly an accidental masterpiece. So get this, the original first line written way back in 1739 by the poet and preacher Charles Wesley was actually "Hark, how all the welkin rings." And if you're thinking, what on earth is a welkin, you are not alone. It's just an old poetic word for the heavens. A fellow preacher, George Whitefield, came along later and changed it. He probably figured, Herald Angels was just a lot more direct and way more powerful for a whole church full of people to sing. And just look at how long this whole process took. Seriously, Wesley writes the words in 1739, but the music we all know, that wasn't even composed until 1840. And they didn't actually put the words and the music together until 1855. That is a 116-year journey from the original poem to the song we sing today. That's just wild. But here's the thing. To really get this carol, you have to understand what Charles Wesley was trying to do. See, he wasn't just trying to write some cozy, sentimental song about a baby in a manger. Nope, he was a theologian and he was basically writing a sung creed. Think of it as a powerful, bite-sized lesson in Christian theology, specifically designed to be learned and memorized through song. And the absolute central idea he was determined to teach was the incarnation. Now, this is arguably the most complex and foundational belief in all of Christianity. The idea that God became fully human in the person of Jesus. I mean, it's a massive, mysterious concept. So how on earth do you get an entire congregation to not only understand it, but to remember it? Well, you put it right there in the lyrics. A line like this, it's not just pretty poetry, it's a straight-up theological statement. Veiled in flesh, the Godhead see. That literally means the divine nature of God is hidden inside a human body. It's telling you to hail the incarnate deity, to worship God in human form. It's genius, really. Wesley made super advanced theology singable. And he doesn't stop there. Oh, no. The entire carol is just packed with deep meaning. You've got reconciliation between God and humanity. You've got the promise of a new creation, a second birth. He makes it clear this message is for all nations. And then he anchors this huge cosmic event in a real historical place, Bethlehem. It's like an entire belief system packed into just a few verses. It's incredible. All right, so we've got these incredibly deep theological lyrics, but that's only half the story, right? What about that amazing, triumphant, unforgettable music? Well, its origin story is just as surprising, if not more so. That powerful melody, it was written by the one and only Felix Mendelssohn, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. In fact, it had nothing to do with religion at all. He wrote it for a massive public festival celebrating the 400th anniversary of Gutenberg's printing press. So we're talking secular, civic, party music. And here's the real kicker. Mendelssohn himself thought the tune was totally wrong for any kind of sacred text. He apparently felt it was way too festive, too loud and rowdy for a church hymn. There's just no way he could have imagined it would become one of the most beloved sacred anthems in history. So it makes you wonder, right? How did this totally unlikely combination, a super dense theological poem and a piece of secular festival music, become this enduring masterpiece? What is it that makes it work so perfectly? Well, I think the reason it works so well really comes down to this. See, a lot of Christmas carols are about the feeling of Christmas, the snow, the silent night, that cozy atmosphere. But this carol, it's all about the meaning of Christmas. It's a song that's actively teaching you something. It doesn't just create a mood, it makes a bold, powerful declaration.
And that, right there, is why this accidental pairing is so brilliant. Mendelssohn's grand, soaring, joyful music gives Wesley's profound lyrics the confidence they deserve. It takes a dense theological lesson and turns it into this powerful, triumphant proclamation. The music literally makes you feel the importance of the words.
So, the next time you hear or sing Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, maybe listen just a little closer. Because you're not just singing a sweet Christmas song, you're actually taking part in a collaboration that's stretched over centuries. You're singing a mini theology lesson set to music that was meant for a completely different party, which really makes you think, could this be the most theologically ambitious and maybe the most profound song you'll sing all year?